Greetings and salutations, and it is Wolfphototech, and here we are with another delightful video. This time, we're doing Tales from the Loop from Free League Publishing. As you can see, it inspired a Amazon original series. I'm going to take the WAPA off. There's the WAPA. And then we got the box without the WAPA. It was a Golden Ennie award-winning system in 2017. The punchline for the headline for it is "Role-playing in the 80s that never was," and my dude, it definitely does look like the 80s that never was. I was born in the 80s. I should know. If we had mechs, I would tell you, kids. Yet again, another one of those non-treated cardboard top boxes. You got the dice. By the way, I don't remember what this MSRP is for. As per usual, everything is premium with Free League Publishing. They give you not one silica packet, but 2 silica packets to eat. Do not eat the silica packets. Bake them out a little bit and throw them in your gun cabinet. That is a sound advice from me to you. You have a set of dice, but yet again, it is numbered 1 to 5. It's a D6, but it has special symbols, as you can see, for the 6 spot. Pro tip, talking to people who have been designing... I have talked to people who have been designing and working on TTRPGs since the 70s and early 80s. And specialty dice are a bad idea. If you have any special symbols on your dice, you are going to instantly reduce your sales of that system quite a bit. Because there's lots of players who will literally not touch a TTRPG because they have symbols instead of numbers. You get the nice little pamphlet book for Free League Publishing. They have the Alien RPG, which I've already covered. They got Forbidden Lands. Incidentally, I got Forbidden Lands right here. It's coming up in the near future. So I'm actually building up a nice... There's Tales of the Loop. Oh my goodness, I'm doing the Tales of the Loop right now. And then we got Symborium, which I also have the starter set for. Right here. Vesson. I do believe that there's a starter set coming out soon for Vesson. That is the one I really would like to have a starter set for, is another starter set for a horror game. Mutant Year Zero. I've had people look into Mutant Year Zero. I will definitely consider it. Got Coriolis. And then we got a board game on the backside. So there you go. I'll put that down. The next thing is you got this nice map. The map is actually fairly high quality map. It is thick paper stock. That's actually quite durable. It can be folded and unfolded many times. You have the region, the major region, the in-close region of the main area, and then the town right here for the starter adventure. You have characters here. Interestingly, Maria Kelly, Timmy, Frederick Chad, Isabel Patricia, and Linda Aaron. On the backside, on the backside of the character sheet information, you have the stats section right here for the characters. And then we have the rule book. It is a staple-bound book in the classic tradition of Beckme Dungeons and Dragons. It is a solid color, much like the other book. So they definitely have that Beckme feel. I can tell you that much. right off the bat. Very simple books with symbols. After all, it is a game placed in the 80s. Read this first. Full color page, but it's all monocolor. You got beautiful. You have nice imagery here with some robots. You got explaining the dice system. How does the role playing system work? You got a reference to the core rulebook right here. Various other things. Age of the loop. And alternate history right down here. The Swedish loop. And it just keeps going. This chapter on the kids. Their attributes, the items, the problems, pride, conditions, relationships, and so forth. Trouble. And there you go. And then the second one is the Recycled Boy, which is for the Game Masters only. This is the starter adventure for the starter set for Tales from the Loop. Yet again, it still has that solid color theme on the first few pages. And it's very simple overall. You got some nice maps in here. The maps are labeled, so you can't hand them out to players. Flipping through them. Yet again, all the maps are labeled. You cannot hand them to them. And you got character information in the back end of the book. It looks to be a fairly short adventure at 16 pages. And it looks rather interesting overall. I don't know a whole lot about this system, so I'm not going to give a preliminary rating for this system, as this is actually a system that is far more different than what I'm typically used to for the most part in systems. However, it does have a splash of that 80s vibe over it. You got solid color box for the most part. So it definitely gets that 80s TTRPG vibe going. Simple artwork on the cover. And everything else. If anything, it looks to be a good buy if you are curious about Tales from the Loop. So, there you go. It is fairly light, so it's not terribly heavy, so it's easy to carry around. The stuff in the box does not use up a lot of the space in the box, as you can see here. So you have more than enough room for the core rulebook to be set in top of it. In fact, I got the Pathfinder 2nd Edition core rulebook, Pocket Edition, and as you can see, there's enough room in there for you to shove a Pathfinder 2nd Edition core rulebook Pocket Edition in this box. So everything in the box takes up very little space. You probably actually save space by simply taking everything out of the box. And that's basically all you got, with the exception of the dice and the silica packets. So there you go. This shouldn't be terribly expensive, and if I remember correctly, it was actually pretty cheap. So there you go. That's all I can really say about this. This is really simplified down. It's not a whole lot much more than what even like Wizards of the Coast produces for a tabletop role-playing game starter set. In fact, Wizards of the Coast actually gives you a little bit more than what they do in this starter set. So I would definitely want to play through it or run it before I give it a score. But it might actually not be a super high score. It might get a lot of its score from its combination of good value versus uniqueness and well-written mechanics. So this is going to be like a situation where when I get around to doing the review for this system and this box, it's going to be largely hinged on how well it's composed. Yet again, I'm not too super familiar, so I'm not going to give it a preliminary score. However, according to the awards on the back of the box, that's basically what you got. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you see you next time, and have a delightful day, nice and wonderful weekend, magnificent month, and see you next time.